Hello there. So today I am starting a super fun project and we'll see how far I get with it. But I need to kind of inventory all of my seeds. So I have a bunch of like boxes. I have like a whole drawer where I keep all my seeds. I brought everything out. Got a few boxes of seeds, a bunch scattered over here on the counter, and I need to go through and kind of inventory. I placed a couple orders in the fall for seeds, most of the things that I want to grow for next year. And I'm going to do some more in-depth videos with exactly what I'm going to be growing in the 2023 garden, the different like tomatoes and all those kind of things that I'm going to be growing. But I thought today we would just kind of inventory all the seeds, see where I'm at, see if there's anything that I still need to order. I think I got everything. I don't know about you, but I've definitely added some things to my seed collection that I'm not going to end up growing in all likelihood. But I do plant a lot of seeds, even in my small space. I pulled out, as I was cleaning out my seed drawer, this is a stack of all of the empty seed packets that I grew in 2022, which is kind of amazing. Some Tom Thumb peas, I used up all those, cinnamon lettuce, like all kinds of just really fun things. Let me know if you'd be interested in learning more about like what I used up, but I need to go through these too and make sure that there's nothing that I used up that I need to order again. I don't have like a serious spreadsheet or anything like that. I just kind of keep my seeds in a drawer basically, and then I do sometimes put them in bags and label it. These are some old bags that I have. It says like fall crops and other cold weather crops. So I'm gonna try to kind of organize everything in a few different stacks and maybe put them in some bags and just label them. It's probably not the best seed system, but it worked for me. So anyways, let's see what I've got. I'm so excited to just kind of look through all my seeds again. It's half the fun of having a good seed collection. All right, so this is a bit of an interesting process. I've got all my seeds laid out here, and I could grow about a million things. Like my eyes are so much bigger than my garden, let's be real. So right now, the first step of my process is I'm just laying out all the seeds, sort of roughly organizing them. Let me see if I can move this camera. Here we go. Sorry for all the kids' toys in the background. I'm just sort of like roughly kind of putting them in different piles. So like here are some things that I know I would need to get going, like either winter sow or like flowers and stuff for spring, some violas and things like that. Other winter flowers. It's not really a very good order right now, but I just needed to basically like lay it out. And then I'm trying to be like very honest with myself about all the things that I want to grow versus all the things that I actually have room for, that I actually can grow, because that is a whole other challenge. I would grow everything under the sun if I could, and I'm trying to think through too of like what colors go together when it comes for the flowers, make sure I'm really being smart about all of that kind of stuff. I need to go in and look up some of my seed packets that don't have pictures on them. And so I want to make sure I go back and like check the pictures and check all the colors. But this is the basic plan. So like carpet mix cosmos. These are really pretty orange cosmos. I grew them last year. I think I'm pulling them out for this year. I do think I might keep, it's so hard. Luckily, I think we're going to have a garden plot, and so I may be able to grow some of these things that I, that I want to grow like there over at the garden plot. I know, like I just put a lot of things in here. Okay. So hard. It's so hard to make these edits. But let me see. Baby blue eucalyptus. I am going to start some of that. Let me put that over here. I don't know if I'm going to do a bunch of sunflowers. It's so hard. and have like a little sunflower pile because I have all these kind of sunflowers that I kind of want to grow. Maybe I could fit them into a grow bag. That might be an option. Bunching onions, I'll probably start more of those, like things I'm going to start in the unheated greenhouse. We'll pop those right here. Okay. Ooh, Berry's Crazy Cherry. I'm so excited. I'm going to grow that this year. Very excited about that. Am I going to grow okra? I don't know. Early flame jalapenos. These were really good. I think I'm going to do that. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's hard to pick. So, okay. Early, full size. Oh my gosh. All right. Cucumbers. Mexican sour gherkins. I think I'm going to start another pile. I am going to do, so I have my window boxes that I typically have on the patio up here. But I'm thinking I might actually move them down to the fence down in the lower garden. So I want to have like all kinds of fun vines rambling out of them. So maybe we'll do some of the cucamelons rambling out. That would be really fun. Those are super pretty. And I think I'm going to do maybe some morning glories. So here's window boxes. I already have a little bag for them. So we'll put morning, I think I'm gonna have some of these moonflowers in the window boxes. I think that would be pretty. So let's see, do I need to start them indoors? I think I do. So I think they need to go into the start indoors pile. All right, now we're going to move some things away. Now what we're going to do is do a start indoors flowers, start indoors vegetables, and kind of at like how far out I need to start everything. Or do I just want to have the flowers? It's so hard to figure out a system that works for you. Okay, we're gonna do start indoors, my early start things I want to start indoors or winter sow. So that's gonna be, I'm gonna start a couple money plants, I think possibly winter sowing with the money plants. That's one that you're supposed to direct sow. I'm also going to do a few milkweeds. I have a showy milkweed and a common milkweed. So I'm going to put all my milkweeds over there, a couple other milkweeds, and all of my violas. Put all of this over here. These are all start super early or winter sow. Cool. That's that pile. That's good. I'm also going to start, let's see. How early should I start these? Yeah, I've got some different Rebecchias. I just need like one or two of each of these because they're gonna go in like the perennial sections of my beds. So I think I'm gonna start these indoors as well. They should stay pretty small. That's the hard thing too, is like when you're laying out your seed trays and trying to figure that out, you wanna make sure you know you're starting things that are all gonna grow at a similar-ish speed. Okay, so start indoors super early. And then I'm gonna do some piles of the things that are like the more 8 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks. One of my plans this year, if I can stick to it, is not to jump the gun and to wait a little bit longer to start some things indoors. So like my tomatoes, I usually start them indoors 8 weeks. So right at like Valentine's Day is 8 weeks out for me. I'm thinking that this year I'm gonna wait till the end of February to do all my peppers and tomatoes, just so that they're not quite as big and I can kind of, I don't know, just have like a bit more time before I need to plant them out, that they're not just gonna take over. Something that I do have trouble with is starting things too early and then they get too big. So all of my peppers and tomatoes and those kind of things, those are all gonna go in one pile because I'm gonna start them all together. I have so many different kinds that I wanna grow this year. I'm pulling out basil seed packets because I kind of popped them into that pile as well. All right, putting all of these guys over there. I've got a bunch of different basils that I want to grow this year, but they're kind of almost like a section of their own as well, because I'm not going to grow them in the same kind of like containers that I would grow the tomatoes in when I start them from seed. I will probably start these basils inside, probably maybe just a couple weeks before the last frost. You can totally direct sow things like that, but I have had just lots of issues with pests, and I'm trying to cut down on how much like slug bait and stuff like that I use. And so one way that I found that's really good for cutting back on that is to just start things and then transplant them out, and it can work really, really well. So that's part of why all my basils, I think I'm gonna actually, and some dill. This is my favorite dill, tetra dill. I'm gonna start all of those in seed like trays or something and then plant them out. I just think it'll be easier. Okay, so that's that pile, basils and dills. Eggplants, peppers, tomatoes, my super early start ahead flowers and things. Okay, and now let's keep going for our next pile. So this pile is my early spring garden slash start in the unheated greenhouse. I'm going to be adding to that pile. I have a whole bunch more seeds over there that I'm going to grab and add to, but that's going to be one section. So in this pile, I have things like forage, which you plant out. It says, as soon as the soil can be worked in the spring, so you plant this out very, when it's still cold. Things like these rat's tail radishes, you plant these out when it's still kind of cold, I believe. Yeah, 4 to 6 weeks before your, recommended 4 to 6 weeks before your average last frost. Yeah, so you plant this out, while it's still cold. Some lettuces. This is a very heat resistant lettuce, but I'm gonna wanna get that started before it's cold, that kind of thing. And then I started bunching onions in my unheated greenhouse last year, and that worked so well. So I'm going to do that. So that's that pile there. Then I have some direct sow flowers. So this is like a bunch of zinnias, some corn I'm including in a direct sow flower. All my direct sow flowers right there. Okay. And then I have a pile over here that's my things to start like midsummer. I'm gonna do some edamame. I'm gonna start all my beans and everything in July once I have spaces open up for them. So that's gonna all stay there because I'm not gonna have to mess with that. We're getting a plan here. This is good. And then I have a pile of direct sow vegetables. So like my squashes, those are going to be mostly what I direct sow as far as vegetables. And then I have over here some more start ahead flowers. So all of my petunias, my coleus, these are my start ahead flowers. So these will be right here. And I'm just going to grab some little baggies and write down what it's in and stack it all up and put it all back. Sorry, this is kind of a random video. I realize, kind of just me sitting here chatting, but I just love thinking about seeds and organizing, so I thought I'd share how I kind of break it up and think about it. Let me know your favorite, if you like a great seed organization tip, I'd love to hear it. Anyways, this video is getting really long, so I'm gonna pack all this back up. Thank you so much for hanging out, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye-bye.